With Nintendo eShop coming to close down, I think I should feel to talk about this game I've been playing on the 3DS. Well, to be more specific, the new 3DS. Anyways, this is a Silver Falls 3 Down Stars from Sungrin Studios. This is a one-man developer who went on to develop this game, and it came out in 2019 and 2020 depending which territory. Well, you can only play this in North America and Europe and not in Japan, so sorry if anyone lives in Japan. So anyways, at the time of this recording, this is a new 3DS exclusive. So if anyone has any regular 3DS system, well, you won't be able to play the game because of its power. Well, when it first came out, the game suffered from terrible reviews and issues that the game had. It was said that it was a family emergency, which led the guy not checking out the bugs and glitches. Update after update, some improvement was made, but still was suffering from issues. Thankfully, in 2022, a huge update came out for the game. So, with the new update, enhanced graphics, better frames, improved load times, and lesser crashes. You're still going to see some crashes in the game, but it's not going to be as frequent as the originally launched. If you guys happen to be fans of Resident Evil or mainly Silent Hill, I think this is a game you guys should be able to check out. The game, just like it says, takes place in a city, or at least a town called Silver Falls. Definitely looks familiar, doesn't it? Anyways, so you play as 3 different characters. A sheriff named Moss, a civilian named Holt, and another civilian, Annalise, whatever. Anyways, each character has their own personality and background of their own story. Now, there isn't going to be any voice dialogue as some of you may probably expect, but who can blame them? It's not a high budget developer by any means, but it doesn't mean it's a bad game or anything. Now, I remember trying this in a demo, but I just couldn't figure out what to do and such. But I did like the concept. So, in 2022, he got my attention once again with the Wii U title that's coming out pretty soon at the time of this recording, February 16th for the Wii U and Switch. Well, the 2 Wii U games is Undertakers and White Inside Umbra, while on Switch is Ghoulbusters, which I'll get to them at some point soon, whenever the game comes out, and see how I like them. Anyways, let's talk about 3 Down Stars, 3DS. Anyways, like I mentioned before, it takes place in the Silver Falls town, where its population is around almost 2,000 people. That's what the sign says. Anyways, you have your melee weapons, guns, and your health items. Most health items are just going to be food, and there are going to be enemies like zombified wolves, tigers, and bears. And rabbits that have a huge radiance, or whatever. And there are several places you guys can go around the city. You can go around the town, forest, factory, etc., etc. You name it all. Now, I will say this, that this game is more heavily on story, but there is action exploration. Now, the thing is about this game is the music. This guy has done it all. The graphics, gameplay, music, whatever. I don't know how, but this guy managed to do everything all by himself. The game's not perfect by all means, but it is technically impressive for a 3DS game to be on the system. Anyways, the music just feels more atmospheric, and it fits the game quite well, to say the least, which is a good thing. And it sets the tone of what kind of mood that the game wants you to feel. Wants you to feel scared, wants you to feel intense, calm, whatever you may be. There were moments in the game where it kind of scared me, but again, it's whatever. This guy happened to design enemy monsters and all that sort of thing. The characters, everything. Originally, the game launched around $25, but now you guys can actually pick it up for at least $20. So I guess you can say that's a $5 cut deal. Once in a while, it should be on sale before the eShop closes. but who am I to say? So anyways, you have your Resident Evil type gameplay when it comes to aiming down on sights. The inventory system, it depends of who you play as. Moz has the weaker inventory system, while Annalise has like the strongest one. And Halt is average. I say Moz is weakest because he doesn't have that much inventory storage, so you're gonna have to play your own strategies. Each character has their own stats of strengths and weaknesses in terms of speed, inventory system, and anything else like that. Although I do like the gameplay, my one main criticism is when the enemy grabbles onto you and you have to mash the button, which I can't explain because you're mashing the button, but for whatever reason, you still can't get off of him. You can't get off the enemy or anything like that. You can't even get the enemy off of you or anything, which just makes no sense. You guys know how you guys play Resident Evil or Silent Hill? It takes like 3 seconds for an enemy to get off of you after you mash a button. This one kind of just goes on a drag. Unless you have an emergency weapon, which it has happened in Resident Evil. Now, it could be any weapon, which is nice. But you're going to have to play smart here with the emergency weapons. Because if you use emergency weapons, then that weapon disappears. Which is what you expect. I mean, Resident Evil did the same thing too. Whenever I'm mashing the buttons, and it doesn't even matter how many buttons I'm mashing the thing, it feels like a drag to me. But I will say, when the new update came out, again, you will suffer from crashes. But the good news is, you guys don't have to worry about your save progress. There's an autosave feature, which can actually bring you back to where you were exactly at. But if you guys feel a little scared, make sure you can make your own manual saves, but you will have to find a telephone booth in order for that to happen. And it does say the word save. The only problem at times when I play the game is I got lost at times. They tell me where to go, but when I grab the map, and surprise, surprise, I didn't know there was a map because there was no map station. It was like on a pickup truck or something like that. Which, I don't know how I was supposed to know that was there to begin with. I mean, I play Resident Evil games, I play Silent Hill games. I know there's a map if it says there's a map, or at least it's just hanging on a wall. But this one doesn't seem to have it for some reason. I just only wish that there was like a little thing that says maps or something, I would have known. But it took me a long time to realize this. But going around town, well, it could be dangerous, but it also be easy to loot. Some weapons though, and some items are going to be locked in some chests, which you will require a key to open them. And when it comes to the town, you can be a little lost on the map because they tell you to go to this area, but the map doesn't tell you if it has that area or not. It does tell you some areas, but I was really hoping to tell me where the place like a factory was, because I had trouble trying to find it, and I was trying to find a key place to go to as well, which again I had trouble finding. Now for the weapons, they really depend if they're weak or powerful, but usually some of the parts of the game usually tells you in detail, if you go to the weapon and look in detail, to tell you if they're even powerful or weak, which is a good thing to know. Now you should heavily rely on your ammo by saving them, maybe because you might end up fighting a boss and you won't even realize it. But in the later part of the game, which I'm not going to spoil, it's one of the hardest things I've ever came across, and I have no idea how anyone got past this. But like I said, the game does heavily rely on exploration, which I'm sure some games like the Resident Evil, the Metroid, you name it, they all have those sort of explorations you guys should definitely look into. The Silverfall Games also has a code linker, which means any game you purchase under the Silverfall's branding, you can actually put in the code inside the game itself and it'll unlock content like new characters, outfits, and etc. Here's a nice one too. You can even wear some outfits during the campaign. You just gotta go under the Frontier Fighters just to do that. Frontier Fighters is kind of like Mercenaries, but not really. But what you do is that you fight off waves of enemies and then you can gain experience points. With the experience points, you can upgrade your character's attributes in the game. You can even get some of those characters, like I said, from Co-Linker, or you can do like special events with other characters during the campaign. But I'm not going to say who is and what. That's for you guys to find out. So if you guys are into story-based games like this, or exploration, or something that you want to play something new, I do recommend you guys this game. But again, if you guys do get some crashes, use the autosave feature that's in the game. But yeah, you have two options anyways. You have manual or autosaves if you guys want to load your game. So I do think that's a good thing that was implemented in the game, and actually works pretty well. Whenever I get the chance, I'll be doing some more Silverfall games in the future. So stay tuned to that one. So all I can say is, see you guys next time.